Hello coders. So in this video we're gonna see the optimal approach for the question, that is difference between two array. Such question was there. We have solved that question in last video. That was the brute force approach, and that is also important to understand, that to understand the thought process, that brute force approach was the important. That's why I have made that separate video. In this video we'll see the optimal solution for that question, and let's see the question. Let me take you to the screen, and yeah, now, okay, 1 minute, different screen. Yes, this one. So in this question, we know ki we have given two vectors, nums1 and nums2, and we have to return a vector of vector in such answer, in which the one first vector will contain the distinct integer from nums1 which are not present in nums2, and the answer one will contain, that is second list will contain distinct integer from nums2 which are not present in nums1. So basically, whatever they have said, we wrote that in code. We took a number from nums1 and we started to find it in nums2. If we didn't find it, then we have included it in set, and we have included in set because they have told us we have to return distinct integer and in any order. That's why we took another set. So basically, this was the question. We have solved it in big of n square, but can we solve it big of n? Yes, we can solve it big of n, and let's see how we can solve it. So, bas- first of all, what we will do, we'll convert that vector into set, cause we want distinct integers, and in set we have a function that is it found. If it is we found it, then we will not include it. If we don't find it, then we will include it. That we'll gonna use that function, and yeah. So for nums1 I have set yes1, and for nums2 I have set yes2. So let's create that first. So yeah, we'll take nums1, and likewise we'll create the yes2 for nums2. Nums2, and yeah. Now we have two sets, and we want answer like vector int answers. So we will create those first to store the answer v1 and v2, and we'll take this some number from yes1, and we'll check if yes2 dot find that number, that is I, is not equal to yes2 dot end. We should find it in between set. That iterator shouldn't go at end. If it is at end, that means we didn't find it, but now we found it. Basically, yes2 dot find I is not equal to yes2 dot end. It means ki that number, okay, it is there, and if is equals to yes2 dot end, it means that number isn't there in yes2 set. So we'll include that in our answer, that is v1 dot pushback that number, and we'll do same for the yes2. We'll take a number from set 2, and we'll check it if that number is present in yes1 or not. yes1 dot find I. If we do not find that number, then we'll go till end, and we will push that number in vector 2, and yeah, we're done here, and we will return the answers v1 and v2. Okay, so for this question, let's, yeah, and if I submit it, it accepted. So for this solution, the time complexity will be big of n, because we are just storing it unordered set. If it is set, then it is n log n, but as it is we have used unordered set, so the finding complexity is time complexity to find a number in an unordered set is big of 1. So that's why we'll get this in big of 1 time, and we are traversing it for 1. So it will be n cross 1, which is big of big of n basically. So time complexity will be big of n, and the space complexity will be big of n only cause we have used extra space, that is s1 and s2. So space complexity will be big of n, and but we have reduced the time complexity. In last video we did it in big of n square, but in this video we did it that in this solution we did it in big of n. And yeah, so basically this was the optimal solution for this question. So we'll see you in next video. I'll see you in next video, and yeah, till then, bye bye.